So I'm going to talk about one of the things that I feel like leads to lack of creativity. It impacts us on a physical level in terms of our health and our well-being. It makes it difficult for us to have clarity to move forward on projects and businesses and our relationships. It cuts us off from being able to actually have the deep connection that we want to have with ourselves first and also with other people. It really simply has an impact on every aspect of our lives. And I'm speaking to specifically creative entrepreneurs in this video, but it really applies to just about every human being because this is a function that exists within all of us. And what I am speaking into is the way in which we navigate our mechanisms. And what do I mean by mechanisms? Mechanisms are the thoughts that we have, the narratives that we hold, the stories that we tell ourselves, the emotions and energies that we feel within our consciousness, within our physical bodies, and what gets us in trouble. The thing that always puts us at a disadvantage in life is our inability to let go of certain mechanisms that we know are bringing us down, that we know are causing us pain, that we know are causing us stress, and we know causes us to struggle. And stress is such an important signal for us to identify that we are in a state that is disconnected from who we truly are and from our soul and from divine intelligence, God, universe, spirit, whatever you want to call that intelligence that animates who we are in any given moment. When we are feeling stress, this is what we are cutting ourselves off from. And then that leads us to the confusion. It leads us literally to be dumb. It leads us to feel tired and drained and incapable of stepping up and showing up for the things that we know need us to really show up, whether that be our kids, whether that be the career that we've chosen, whether that be our business partners, whether that be in our romantic relationships. When we are feeling that stress, it's a great signal that you are probably holding on and giving space rent-free to mechanisms that are in your consciousness, that you are allowing in your space, because no one else is doing that. Even if somebody comes at you, attacks you, calls you names, is discriminating against you, it does not mean that you have to give space to whatever thoughts or narratives or stories that you tell yourself about any specific experience that you are having. Think about it this way. When there's any particular event that happens, let's say you and 10 other people witness a car crash, every single individual that witnesses that car crash is going to have a different set of emotions and thoughts and stories that they're telling themselves, and then project out to other people and start telling those stories to other people. Each individual is probably going to have a completely different way of experiencing that one singular event that all of those 10 people had experienced. Why is that? It's because we choose to frame any specific experience through the lens of our culmination of experiences and all of the things that we have learned and trained ourselves to be when we are observing life. And so when you are aware of this, when you're aware that you are going to put a certain frame on any particular situation and then tell yourself certain stories, or allow, you may not be telling yourself these stories, you may allow these stories and narratives to be in your consciousness, to be in your mind in any given moment. And it is so important for you to recognize when you are allowing any mechanism that prevents you, again, from allowing divine intelligence or God to flow through you, that is preventing you from allowing your true essence to truly show up in the moment. And you'll know if you are preventing that from happening by the amount of stress and pain and suffering that you feel. This may come in a form of anxiety. This may come in a form of depression. This may come in a form of your palms just sweating in any given moment. These are the signals that your self, your true self, is telling you, hey, you're allowing in your consciousness right now, in your mind, something that is causing you to not be connected to who you truly are. And when you are disconnected from who you truly are, you're not able to receive the information that you need to navigate that specific circumstance or situation that you're in the way that is not only the highest good for you, but also the highest good for all. And I think that's why we're really struggling in the world right now, is because people are not recognizing this. They're not recognizing the fact that they are letting these mechanisms live rent-free in their minds and then holding on to them. Allowing yourself to ruminate over and over and over and overthink about how this person treated you or what they said or what they didn't do. And a lot of the times you have no clue what was their intention, if they meant to try to hurt you or not. A lot of the times you just make up all of this shit in your head without any truth to it. And then it sits there for minutes, to then hours, to then days, just eating from inside of you. All of your energy, all of your precious life force energy. And then people wonder why they're tired. They wonder why they struggle to pick themselves up from off the ground, from off the bed, and do what they know they need to do to make their lives the way that they want to be. And so I encourage you to take that time when you are feeling that stress to ask yourself, what are you holding on to right now? What's the story that you're telling yourself, or the narrative you're allowing to play in your mind right now, that is taking you away from being the intelligent, empowered, amazing human being that you are? And we all have that within us. There's not one human being on this planet that doesn't have a soul or a spirit that is beautiful, that can provide so much light to any moment. So do not believe for 1 second that you do not have it within you to be able to give yourself light, to be able to give other people light, and to be so positive that other people just soak that in and they feel your presence so deeply, and it's so inspiring to them, and it's so uplifting to them. That is the power that you have. That is the power that I have. And the only thing that disconnects us from that power is what we allow into our minds. And I know it could be so difficult sometimes when someone cusses you out or says something to you that is so racist or so sexist or so whatever it is that you put on as a narrative and a story about what they did. I know how hard it is to not let yourself think about why they did it, what it means about you, and what could happen as a result of this experience that you just had into the future, or what it reminds you of from the past, I know how difficult it is to just let it go, to not give your attention to whatever it is that keeps on playing out in your mind. And you've probably heard that phrase before, where attention goes, energy flows. And so when you give space to these mechanisms that you can feel are just causing you stress, they're making you feel like shit, and you give them the space and the attention that is your superpower, then you're allowing for those mechanisms to take hold in your consciousness and to drive your behaviors. And then you wonder why you struggle, and you wonder why you are continuously attracting situations that are painful, that are discouraging, that are disappointing, that are stressful to you. It's because you're holding on to these mechanisms that make you feel like shit. So of course, your life has to reflect that. It is law. So if you want to tap into that creativity that we all have, if you want that clarity, if you want that vibrancy, if you want that energy to power you to your biggest goals, your biggest desires, to the vision that you are holding, then you must first let go of any mechanism that keeps you from being that. And you must muster up all the power that you can to just not give your attention to these mechanisms. It's really actually that simple. When you see those thoughts that are telling you you're not good enough, or to doubt any particular situation that is in front of you, or to be fearful, yes, there are times where you must listen to that fear, but listen to it from a place of being aligned and connected to who you truly are. But you know the difference. You know the difference when you are in that place of alignment, and if any doubt or fear shows up, it's a great signal for you to turn away from whatever it is that is in front of you. But there are those moments where the fear is just based on some story or narrative that you're telling yourself about something that's probably not even happening. And you may not be able to let go in that moment because it's so difficult to do so, but you deserve it. You deserve to feel love. You deserve to feel empowered. You deserve to feel your true essence of who you are. And when you do that, that is what's most uplifting for you, first of all, and for all those around you, and for all those that need you, that want your support. So I encourage you, let go. No matter who it was that hurt you before in the past, let go of whatever stories that you're holding on to that cause you to continue to feel sad or hurt. I'm not saying at all that it was right for these people or that you are justifying whatever it is that they did. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you can let go and move on with your life and be happy because you deserve it, and to feel love because you deserve it. It takes practice, it takes time, but each time you let go and you feel just calm again, that peace again, because in order for you to have divine intelligence come through you so that you can make those smart decisions and take those empowered actions that will lead you to the life that you've always want to live, they can only come through when there is space for them to come through. You must give space to that intelligence that is always there. It has never left you and never will, but you must give space to it, which means you cannot give space to these mechanisms, to these stories, to these narratives that keep you from being who you are and that keep you from being connected to that intelligence that will guide you to exactly where you want to be in your life. And it could change so quickly. It just takes one thought, one moment for your life to change. Remember that.